going on, fantasy friends and family? It's been a long ass fucking time, but we are back, and we're doing things a little bit different this season. So during the off season, me and Mariano discussed this fantasy channel, and came to the conclusion that all you guys really care about is stardom, sit-em. And we put our blood, sweat, and tears into all the other segments.
Yeah.
And they're getting no views. So until this channel gains some traction, you guys can see the jerseys in the background. That's going to be our main podcast. We have a Raiders podcast. Mm-hmm. So any of you guys that are on here that are Raiders fans, go ahead and follow us there. We're putting more effort into that one. That one's going way better than this one has.
So much. Yeah.
But we're not going to leave you guys hanging. We love fantasy, and
that's right.
We'll still supply you with the stardom sit-em.
That's right.
You got any notes on that? On this channel change on this,
No, other than the fact that we no longer have to introduce ourselves because we're so rich and famous off of our Raider podcast. So yeah, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit in for you stragglers, for like you 12-year-olds that ask us for the stardom and sit 'em.
Yeah, but that's unless this gains significant tread, then we'll start doing all the stuff that we were doing. Yeah. But some of the videos we were making and nobody was watching them, so it's. Yeah. This, you guys were watching this, so we're making this basically.
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Mariano, hit him off. Stardom, sit 'em, week 1. Come on.
Stardom. I'm gonna start with my first stardom, and that's gonna be Tyler Boyd. So the Vikings gave up the 4th most points last year to wide receivers, and I basically don't expect that to change. I know that they signed Pat Peterson, the Vikings, but for the most part, we've seen how Jamar Chase was. Dropping a bunch of balls, in the preseason games. Tyler Boyd is going to step in and be Joe Burrow's number 1 target, I believe. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, me and Vic kind of talked about it. This is a little difficult for week 1 fantasy to have the projections.
It always is. There's a lot to calculate in, and once the first 2-3 weeks start going, then you get a feel for each team. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it's a little tough to
see whose people's identities are actually going to be.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. Going on to my first stardom, I got AB, Antonio Brown. Fuck AB because we hate him as Raider fans.
Yeah.
But he's going up against Dallas this week, man, and it's not an inspiring defense. They gave up so many fucking points last season. They did add Micah Parsons, but that's not a cornerback. And then also, AB led the team in targets when he played for the last half of the season, whenever he came back from his suspension or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, he has a whole offseason with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So, I think he should be primed for good points, especially in PPR this season.
Word. That's right.
That's right.
My next one is Kareem Hunt. Chiefs can't stop the run. They haven't been able to stop the run for the past 2 years, right? And I don't think that that's going to change. I mean, who did they add to that defense?
Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, they're so focused on fixing that offensive line that they didn't really even address the big man up front. Chris Jones is getting older and older.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you're going to start their primary running back. What's his name?
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, right? Yeah. But Kareem Hunt, I think that they're both going to get a ton of carries.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt definitely will get at least 10 points. Safe floor.
Yeah.
That's for Kareem Hunt. He did it last season, the season before that. Mm-hmm. Safe floor even with Nick Chubb being there.
Yeah. And when I say start him, I mean probably either as RB2 or a flex.
Yeah, for sure. He's not your RB1. If not, you're fucked.
Yeah. That was me last year.
All right, going on to my next stardom. I got Damian Harris of the New England Patriots. It's simple, man. Cam's out the picture. No freaking rushing quarterback. That means he gets all the goal line touches, and he will be there to get, the majority of the carries, and he will be the running game of that team.
I like it.
So I'm in on Damian Harris.
Yeah, I like it a lot. For those same reasons, he said rookie quarterback. That's the reason why my next one is Jonnu Smith. I took Jonnu in both of my leagues, and I think that he's going to be a rookie quarterback's best friend this offseason. Jonnu Smith was coming on at the end of the year last year, and Mac Jones can spin it, man. He's got composure in the pocket. I think that he is probably going to be the best rookie quarterback this year. Mark the tape.
Was that for Jonnu Smith? My bad, I wasn't paying attention. Was that Jonnu Smith or
Jonnu Smith?
Okay,
Jonnu
gotcha.
Smith. Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Going on to rookie quarterbacks, I have stardom Trevor Lawrence. He's going up against the Texans, who have nobody on defense. Is very uninspiring. That team is in tank now mode. Yep. And he's the most, I believe, pro-ready QB coming out of that last year's draft. So I think you can pick him apart week 1. I have no doubt about it.
Okay. For my next one is Jerry Jeudy. I like this one for the fact that they're playing the Giants this week, and the Giants were they were okay on defense last year, but I mostly like it because they got a quarterback that can get him the ball consistently in Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Drew Lock was just way too inconsistent last year, which leads me to believe that Jerry Jeudy's going to have a much improved sophomore season.
Yeah, I forgot the stat, but Teddy Bridgewater ranked out as one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. So
I believe it, bro. He got them gloves on. He's like Kurt Warner reborn. You know what I mean?
All right, going on to my next starter, I got Robert Tonyan. He's had a whole offseason that's not COVID, right, with Aaron Rodgers. And we are going to expect some regression this season in touchdowns, but I think now he'll have a bigger role in the offense, and he'll be like their number 2 wide receiver aside from Devontae Adams. And Aaron Rodgers built that chemistry last season, and it's only going to get better this season. So I'm starting Robert Tonyan this season with confidence.
Okay. All right. I like it.
That's for the season, not for this week. My bad.
For our last one, because me and Vic got the same one, it's going to be Gus Edwards. We are Raider fans, but we are also realists.
Yes.
Right? Until the Raiders show us that they've actually improved this defense on the field and not just on paper, then we have to continue to evaluate our fantasy teams accordingly. Right?
Yeah, and also Ravens, one of the most run-heavy offenses.
Yeah.
He'll get the opportunity. Even if they do mix in one of the backup running backs. I mean, I don't know if Lev will be called up or whatever. Lamar gets his touches, we know, but you could slate him in for a good 15 carries.
Oh, 100%.
And a touchdown.
Yeah.
I guarantee that this week.
100%. And that's what we look at in fantasy. We look at targets, touches, opportunities, and he's going to get a ton of them, especially this week with how banged up the Ravens' backfield is. Yeah,
definitely. All right, let's go on to the sit-em. So I'm gonna start. I have a 3-for-1. In my sit-em, it's the Miami running backs, the Houston running backs, and the Jets running back. And this is for all season. These are all committees. They're gonna be like 3-headed monsters. There's no set RB1 on any of these teams. I mean, you have to, I'm not saying drop these players that you have from these teams, of course, but you might have to wait a little bit to start them in the season. Maybe some injury occurs, something like that, but these 3 teams are going to have running back by committees, and probably going to be a nightmare if you have a running back from one of those teams.
Well, I'm hoping Gaskin actually
Mariota has Gaskin.
Does well.
We hope the best for Gaskin.
Yes. My first sit-em is DeAndre Swift. Right, and this is mostly off a matchup. Whenever I'm looking at sit-ems, I go instantly to the matchup. The Niners defense is getting that bad man back again by the last name of Bosa. I don't want none of that. I don't want no smoke.
Man, the monster.
I had DeAndre Swift last year, who really came on at the end of the year, and I do believe that he'll continue some level of success in fantasy this year, just not this week.
Yeah. Yes. Pretty tough task to go up against week 1. Going on to my next sit-em. I got Josh Allen. The Pittsburgh defense, because of Josh Allen, they're going up against the Bills offense, and we know Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen are money. Josh Allen makes plays with his legs. Pittsburgh is going to be a great defense for the season, don't get me wrong, but that's a tough week 1 test.
Yeah. You guys are going to take this one probably fucking sideways, right? But I did call this last year, and then nobody listened to me.
That's true. I didn't listen either.
Yeah, you didn't listen to me. But Zeke right? This week, I would not run Zeke against that Bucks defense. That Bucks defense is for real.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we'll see, right? Because Dak Prescott is back now. But I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't do it. That's just me. This is a toss. And if I had him, I'd probably end up starting him. But
That's so tough because that's a lot of people. A lot of people still getting him in the top 5 picks. So we understand you have to start that guy, but
that's a RB1 all day.
Yeah,
right. Just not this week. I don't like the matchup.
yeah, definitely. And this is my last sit him because I gave you the 3-for-1 earlier. So I'm gonna let Mario finish off the segment.
It is.
I got Kenny Golladay. Basically, he's been dealing with the leg issue all off season, right? And he's over there talking to the media about he still needs to build up chemistry with his quarterback. So, I like Kenny Golladay for the season, once he gets the click of things, but I don't know. I don't like that. Coming off the injury all off season, barely has any practice.
He's still with the Lions?
He's with the Giants now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's with the Giants. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely sit him for this week. Probably take him like 4 weeks, get going. I think you could safely start him in like 4 weeks for sure.
All right. For my next one, I got kind of a pair, and the reason why is because they're on the same team. This week, I'm not starting Mike Williams nor Austin Eckler, and it's mostly just for the matchup. You're going to see something that's very consistent with me this season is Washington's defense is extraordinary, right? They got Chase Young, they got the second levels, as well as their secondary. They're just all solid.
Yeah.
Kyle Fuller. So Mike Williams and Austin Eckler, I'm sitting, and then my last one is Julio Jones. The Cardinals' defense is a sneaky good defense, man. They're getting Chandler Jones back. They got J.J. Watt back. Nobody's talking about this, right?
Yeah.
They did get rid of Patrick Peterson.
He's old.
But he's getting up there, right? They still got Buda Baker in the secondary.
Yep.
This defense is going to be much improved, man. Mark my words. This is going to be probably the toughest division in football.
We got Isaiah Simmons, too.
And Isaiah Simmons, right? Hopefully he comes into his own in the second sophomore season.
Yep. But that's it, man. That wraps it up for the start and sit segment for week 1. We appreciate you guys. If you guys are still watching, if you guys, we're giving you what you guys want. So at least we didn't leave you guys just, stranded on the freaking side of the road and left you for dead. We're still here, y'all.
Yeah.
And hopefully this gets more tread and we could do other segments like we did, previously. But for now, this is what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us. And this is the Fantasy Experts, and we are out of here.